right now we are going to be installing our project on our domain, which is affaistrade.com. And this domain is there's nothing on this domain, right? We have nothing on this domain because if we go to our file manager, we'll notice that we don't have any file inside our domain. And if you see, we have this directory is empty. So we have our domain on Affairs Trade, and then our domain is empty. Okay, so right now, what I want to show you guys is this. Now, before you can install whatever you want to install with the cryptocurrency project you want to build, you need to have two things available. One, you need to have your hosting available, and secondly, you need to have your domain available. There are two ways in which you can get your hosting and you can get your domain. If you want to watch how to get your hosting and domain, you can watch my previous video. And also I will be showing you how we can start building up your project to have a fully functional cryptocurrency website. Now, if you're a newbie, you need to have two things in mind. Like I said, you buy your domain, and I recommend two platforms where you can buy your domain. You can buy your domain and hosting with Namecheap. You can also buy your domain from another company, but I highly recommend you, if you're building a crypto investment website, go with Namecheap hosting. And so let's say this is Namecheap. Go to Namecheap, and the domain, you can get a domain on dana.com. So now this, if you want to get this domain, you can use the link in my description to quickly buy your domain at a very cheaper price and get a discount. And also, if you want to buy from hosting, if you want to buy your domain and hosting from Namecheap, you can also use the link in my description to purchase your domain and hosting at a cheaper price. So if you don't know how to do this, you can check my previous videos on domain and hosting. So let's move to today's training. So now you need to have another thing available. Number one is you need to create a file called Notepad. Every system has a notepad. So on this notepad, you're going to be storing your information, because what we'll be doing is one, we'll be creating our database, and also we will also be uploading the script for this project. Now, so let's go to file manager. This is file manager. Then let's go to our domain, which is fxaffaistrade.com, and then let's click on upload. And then the file for this project, which is bits in PHP, and select the file. Now go to the folder online trade, and go to online trade, select this online trade zip file, and then open it. So we wait for some time for this to install. And also, let's go to the folder. See, we have database, and then this database, we're going to install it in our system. And remember, you need your trading script and database. So let's quickly create our database So we're creating our database using my SQL database. So I will go to my SQL database. So from here, I will create my database. So I'll be creating a database called FX Trade. So after creating this database of FX Trade added, click on go back, and then we make sure that the name of the database, we keep it because we're gonna need it, which is why we open this notepad in the first place. So now let's create our user. After you create database, you create a user, and then so the user, we call it let's say FX user, right? Then let's create a password for it. We can generate a password, copy this password that we generate. I have copied this password, use password. The password is going to be there. And then let's come here and say database password is what we copied just now. And let's create user. Okay, so now let's go back. We have created the database and we have created our user. Now the next step is to add the user to the database. Now let's go to add the user to database. Let's click on FX user, which is our user that we just created, which is FX user, and database, which is FX trade. We select the two and then we add it up. So after adding it, you see username and database. Copy these two and paste it right here. We are going to be needing this to when we are building our store, when we are building our crypto project. So select all privileges and click on make changes. Okay, so we've saved user privileges on database Filmify trade. So now we can access this table on MySQL database. So let's go to cPanel and let's go to database PHP my admin. This is already installed on PHP my admin, which is going to be on your my admin table. And so let's go to the file we installed the other time. It's completely installed. Click on the go back home, and if we refresh our page now, we should have the file that we just installed now, which is this file. Now let's go back to our page where we installed the script. Then let's click on extract, and after click on extracting files, then the extract files folder will extract right here. And after extracting, now we will start designing our project. Okay, so have this script. Now we don't need this documentation. We don't need this to be on the server. And delete both of these since we already extracted it. Okay, so if we now that we have done this, right, we have extracted all the file right here, which means our file is pointed to this directory, to our domain, right? So if we refresh now, we're going to have we're going to have server error. Now, the reason why we're having server error is because now we need to configure our database. If we do not configure our database, we are going to be having this conflict. So let's go to the project. Let's go to database. Okay, let's go back. Let's look at let's check the env file, and let's edit the env file. So let's see what we have in the env folder. Okay, so now on this folder we have a database connection. It's equals to this db host 97 db database. Okay, so we need to update this database right here, and then how we update it is db hosts. We change the host to localhost, and then ports. So let's leave our host at this host. So our database that we copy the other time. So db database, copy this. So we copy it, we paste it here. db username. You see, this is the reason why we save this, because we've been needing it right here. And database password that we created. Let's copy this, and let's click on V. Okay, so what other changes do we need to make? Okay, now we need to get our website link, and then app URL is going to be right here. So what else do we need? App name. You can change the app name from online trader to FX trade, which is the name of your project, right? Which is cool. All right, so let's just click on save. Now after saving this, let's refresh our server. Let's see what we have. So we are still having server error. So let's go to our php.admin. So on php.admin, we are going to install our on php.admin, we are going to install our we import the database. All right, this is the database that I said we created, which is FX trade. So right now there's nothing on the database. So let's click on import the database. Let's click on choose file. And after choosing the file, we go to the database, which is this. And so let's click on go. So we wait for the database to import. Okay, so we have successfully imported all the database. So let's go to fxfstate.com and click on refresh. All right, so now the server will go, everything will be off, and voila, we have a very cool website right there. So now this is your project. Okay, so make sure you follow all the steps. Don't miss anything. Don't miss anything on the setup. If you want to get it right. As you can see, our website is loading. Our cryptocurrency website is loading. So online trader, this you can change it from the admin. So now we need to log into the admin and create an account for admin, right? So that we'll be able to log in with our admin details. Okay, so